I never thought our quiet life on a sprawling 500-acre ranch in the heart of Wyoming's Wind River Range would turn into a battlefield. But that's exactly what happened. My name's Jack Harlan, though that hasn't always been my name. For 15 years, I worked in shadows for the government, in places so classified they don't appear on any map. My wife, Emily, and our 17-year-old daughter, Chloe, thought we'd found our slice of heaven out here, 50 miles from the nearest town, surrounded by jagged peaks and endless pine forests. The land was worth about $5 million, but to us, it was worth far more our sanctuary. That is, until they came for it. Our story starts with Shadow, my Belgian Malinois, a battle-hardened companion from my covert days overseas. He'd saved my life more times than I could count, and now he was just a family dog, chasing foxes and guarding Chloe like she was his own pup. Chloe, homeschooled her whole life, could navigate the wilderness better than most Special Forces operatives I trained. She was tough, sharp, and fiercely independent. Emily, a veterinarian with a military past, kept our ranch running smoothly, tending to livestock and building trust with every rancher in the county. We were happy, isolated, and freer, so I thought. It was a crisp October dawn in 2024 when trouble rolled up our private road. I was mucking out the stables when I heard the roar of engines, 3 black SUVs tearing toward us. 8 men in tactical gear spilled out, armed to the teeth with military-grade weapons and flashing badges that screamed Sheriff's Department. But I'd seen enough in my career to know these weren't local cops. Their gear was too advanced, their movements too precise. Private military contractors, the kind you hire when money's no object. Their leader, a tall guy with eyes like steel, shoved a warrant in my face, claiming they were investigating an illegal weapons cache on our property. I played dumb, stammering like a spooked rancher while my mind cataloged every detail: their formation, their weapons, their mistakes. They'd left their vehicles exposed, their coordination was sloppy, and they hadn't secured the perimeter properly. Amateurs, despite their fancy gear. Shadow sensed the threat instantly, planting himself between Chloe and the intruders, his growl low and menacing. That's when it all went sideways. The leader barked that Shadow was a threat to officer safety. Before I could move, 3 of them opened fire. Shadow crumpled to the ground, and Chloe's scream tore through the morning air. I froze, torn between blowing my cover and protecting my family. I chose the cover, kneeling beside Shadow's body, playing the broken pet owner while Chloe sobbed in Emily's arms. But inside, the operative they used to call Wraith was waking up. 3 hours later, a sleek silver sedan pulled up. Out stepped Cassandra Vale, a polished woman in her 50s, dripping in a designer suit that screamed wealth. Flanked by 2 armed bodyguards, she offered fake sympathy for Shadow's death, then slid a folder across our porch table, an offer to buy our ranch for $500,000, a tenth of its value. When I hesitated, her tone turned icy. She mentioned how isolated we were, how accidents happen to stubborn folks, how the law might not look kindly on someone with a federal raid on their record. I played the defeated rancher, but I was studying her every move. Cassandra wasn't just some greedy developer. She had resources, serious money, serious connections, and a private army. This wasn't a local scam. It was something far bigger. That night, in the secure bunker I'd built beneath our barn, I buried Shadow's service tags beside his grave. He'd earned his retirement, just like me. But as I stood there, my phone buzzed with an encrypted message that stopped my heart. Wraith protocol activated. They know who you are. Who could possibly have my classified contact after 15 years off the grid? I went to work. Spying isn't about gadgets or car chase, it's about patience, observation, and knowing your enemy better than they know themselves. Cassandra thought she was hunting a broken rancher, but she was up against someone who'd dismantled terrorist networks in places like Kabul and Mogadishu. I spent a week tailing her operation, and what I uncovered was chilling. Cassandra Vale ran a $50 million extortion racket through her company, Vale Enterprises, targeting ranches across Wyoming. She'd ruined 12 families in our county alone, using fake crises, intimidation, and accidents to force sales. Her real goal? A massive luxury resort that needed 5,000 acres of prime land. Our ranch was the linchpin. Without it, her entire project and her investors' millions would collapse. Emily and Chloe weren't sitting idle. Emily used her veterinary practice to map Cassandra's network of corrupt official sheriffs, judges, council members all on her payroll. Chloe, with her tech savvy, infiltrated Cassandra's son's social media, uncovering plans, financials, and even internal communications by posing as a part-time assistant at one of Vale's offices. Watching my daughter run an intelligence op at 17 was equal parts thrilling and terrifying. Cassandra, meanwhile, was digging into me. My cover Jack Harlan, retired ranch hand, was airtight, built by the CIA to withstand scrutiny. But she was suspicious. Our calm response to the raid, our ability to maintain routines despite isolation, raised red flags. Then the harassment began. Our power was cut, our well contaminated, our internet disabled. Local businesses shunned us. Rumors spread that I was an unstable veteran, a danger to the community. It was textbook psychological warfare designed to break us. Instead, it gave me freedom to operate without witnesses. By week's end, I'd bugged Cassandra's office, car, and phone. Her files revealed a nightmare. Vale Enterprises wasn't just about real estate. It was a front for money laundering, arms trafficking, and human smuggling, with ties to foreign intelligence and criminal networks across 3 continents. Our ranch wasn't just land, it was a strategic base for their operations. Cassandra had 60 days to secure it or face bankruptcy and retribution from her backers. Then came the bombshell. Cassandra had my classified CIA file Project Eclipse, the mission that killed me in a Yemen safe house 3 years ago. How did a supposed developer get access to Black Ops intel? Her security chief, a grizzled ex-ranger named Baxter, warned her to back off. He knew what I was capable of. But Cassandra doubled down, hiring 8 former Special Forces operatives for a final assault. She wasn't just after our land anymore, she wanted me dead. Friday night, as we prepped our defenses, Baxter's voice crackled over an intercepted call. "Ma'am, Jack Harlan doesn't exist. He died in Yemen. So who the hell are we fighting?" My blood ran cold. They knew. Saturday dawn brought the assault. 8 operators, led by Baxter, surrounded our ranch in perfect formation. Automatic fire tore through our house. Breaching charges blew our doors, and smoke filled the air. But I turned our ranch into a fortress. Emily and Chloe ran ops from the bunker, feeding me real-time intel. I moved like a ghost, using the terrain to outmaneuver Baxter's team. When I took him out at the eastern fence, his men fell apart. In 40 minutes, I dismantled their Unit 3 dead, 2 wounded, 3 fleeing. Cassandra arrived in a rage, holding Emily and Chloe at gunpoint, demanding my surrender. Then she made her mistake. She mentioned Yemen, details no one outside the CIA could know. She called Emily by her real name, Clary, a name buried in witness protection 15 years ago. As FBI helicopters roared overhead, triggered by NSA surveillance of our firefight, Cassandra revealed her endgame. She'd orchestrated this to flush me out, to eliminate a loose end from a mission that never officially happened. The FBI swept in, dismantling Cassandra's empire in hours. Her confession exposed a network trafficking weapons to terrorists and running human smuggling on American soil. But the real gut punch came when she looked at me through the interrogation glass and said Claire had been a deep-cover operative assigned to monitor me. Our marriage, our life, even Chloe's birth, it was all part of a CIA op to keep me in check. Emily admitted it was true but swore her love was real, that she'd gone rogue to build a life with me. Chloe was ours, born of love, not duty. 6 months later, Cassandra, real name unknown, was sentenced to life in a supermax. Her empire was gone, and our resistance sparked laws protecting rural families from similar schemes. But in her final moments before prison, she whispered through the glass, "Yemen wasn't random, Wraith. We've been hunting you since you died. The ranch was never the goal you were. And I'm not Cassandra Vale. The real Cassandra died 2 years ago. Tell Claire I said hi, Sarah." I staggered back. If she wasn't Cassandra, who was she? How long had my family been a lie? And who's still out there, pulling the strings? What do you think? Can you ever really trust someone after a betrayal like that? Who's the real puppet master behind this? And would you fight to the end for your family, no matter the cost? Drop your thoughts below, hit that like button, and subscribe for more stories that'll keep you up at night. Where are you following this from?